Guys, my big green buddy over here and I would like to thank you for showing up to this class of the Comic Book University. We've broken this particular subject down into 9 different parts, and here's one of them right now. Okay, The Thing. I think it was issue number 310. In the Fantastic Four, Thing became orange and rocky. Okay? But not like the standard orange rocky Thing. Okay, he looked like a pineapple. In fact, the fans started calling him Pineapple Thing. The Hulk, Grey Hulk, gave homage to that and actually said, "Gee, Ben, you look like a pineapple," in the comic. But he wound up getting a lot stronger. Again, 80s, late 80s, they were trying to change things up a little bit. So Ben Grimm became actually a lot stronger and a whole lot more resilient to injury because his rock became spiky and became, more dangerous like that, more effective. But he also lost some agility, and that was a big deal for him. He wasn't as nimble as he used to be. Not that he was a, great juggler before that, but he was able to move like on a basketball court, and now he absolutely couldn't. He was horrible, right? So Dr. Doom, being Dr. Doom, knows that this is the Hulk and says, "Listen, man, I don't think that you're able to beat the Thing anymore. I mean, he got stronger. He's stronger than you now, and I think that you're a punk." And there was a lot more to that. Not too much more to that, but there was more to that. And the Hulk eventually went after the Thing. Now, he didn't speak. This was in, I believe it was number 320 of the Fantastic Four. Beautiful cover. Beautiful artwork. Oh, the artwork was just gorgeous in this. Goes after him and doesn't even talk. The Hulk doesn't even open his mouth. So Ben Grimm, thinking that the Hulk is dead, is fighting this guy and saying, "You remind me of the Hulk." And eventually is convincing himself more and more and more that, he was never able to truly take out the Hulk or take down the Hulk or match the Hulk. He was always humbled and humiliated. But he's not the old Ben Grimm anymore, and he's got confidence now because he is the Thing, and he's able to overcome this Hulk-like guy, all right, that he's fighting. And that was the end of that issue. But then it continues in a crossover over in the Hulk. And that issue was number 340. Do I say it was 340? I actually have. It was 350. Why didn't I know that? I'm going to get back to 340. That's why I know now why 340 was on my mind. Incredible Hulk number 350. That fight continues over. And this was actually bad artwork. I was not a fan of this artwork. The cover was gorgeous. It was spectacular. All right? I think it was actually done by Rob Liefeld. All right? But the inside artwork was just terrible. But the writing was great. Was absolutely superb. The Hulk kind of regathers himself and realizes, like, okay, I can't be this standard Hulk anymore. All right? I've got to switch it up. All right? The reason why I remember 340 as a big issue for the Incredible Hulk was because he fought Wolverine. And you're probably looking at the cover of that right now. By the time right now, my time right now, I'm thinking, I wonder if I can actually find that image and put it up and do proper voiceover, because I haven't actually learned how to do the voiceover yet. But I'm going to figure it out by the time I put this video up. That's my desire, is to be able to do voiceovers while I have an image on the screen, as opposed to all my previous videos where I can't talk while there's a video on the screen. It actually cuts the video and splits it. So I'm trying to learn. I'm learning YouTube, all right, and video editing. So anyway, in issue number 340 of the Hulk, he actually fights Wolverine. And man, it was great because Wolverine's trying to not unsheath his claws and he's trying to just do his thing and whatever. And meanwhile, the Hulk sees Wolverine and he's thinking, "Ooh, man, I've had some good battles with this guy. You know, this little guy, this little toughie." So he starts trying to egg Wolverine on, and Wolverine's like, "No, I'm going to be a good little Canadian wildebeest thing, and I'm just going to keep walking away." And he does. He keeps walking away. Finally, the Hulk does his his key move. He's won so many battles with this, right? The thunderclap. Boom! And it causes a great big gust of wind. And the thing that really hurts Wolverine, an incredible amount of sound. Now, Wolverine has his enhanced senses, right? Especially his olfactory, all right? It's his smelling, tracking thing. But all of his other senses are enhanced also, just not to that level of his nose. So this thunderclap is like a sonic boom to him and just renders him dizzy and everything. And like, even though the artwork in this also is pretty lousy, front cover, whoo, inside, but one of my favorite scenes in a comic, he just says, "All right, all right, all right," and snicked and goes after the Hulk and just literally guts him. Everything that was inside the Hulk comes out of the Hulk, and Hulk drops and apparently dies. And Wolverine's just like, you know what? It was worth it, right? He's gotten over himself. He's not all worried. Like it was almost like, in the future, the Old Man Logan storyline where I refuse to unsheath my claws because nothing good comes from it. Wolverine's gone through that several times, right, in his history. So, and this happened to be one of those times. Actually, might have been the first of those times in chronological reading order. So, the Hulk, within breaths, stands up and says, "Let's try that again." And everything just heals. Like, so quickly. And it's nasty looking, but it's so great. Like, he heals. And we know Wolverine can't heal that fast. And I'm telling you, there's only one time that I ever wrote in to the, there's always the letters section in the back of the comics. The only time that I ever wrote in to the comics, I wrote in for this particular issue, 340, of the Incredible Hulk. And I said, basically, whose healing factor is faster, Wolverine's or the Hulk's? Would you believe they never answered my letter? Bums! Like, what bums? So it's supposed to be like 3 issues later, you get to see the response. All those issues, so mad. So mad. What disrespect. J.R.R. Martin had his letters in Fantastic Four comics, right? I think it was number 18 was in response to. Whatever, anyway. And me, I get nothing. Right? So, fine. J.R.R. Martin can have it. He did Game of Thrones. So, the Hulk was still able to go at it with Wolverine in his savage form. It was fine. He wasn't as strong, but he was still able to go at it. But by issue number 350, he goes at it with the Thing again, the second time after number 320 of the Fantastic Four. And he says, okay, I've got to approach this differently. I'm not who I used to be. And I finally have to admit this. I've been the Gray Hulk now for a while. I have to just acknowledge that I'm not that green brute anymore. I can't muscle my way out of everything anymore. I've got to be smart about this. And he is. He is. He goes off and he keeps leaping around to get away from the Thing. Every time the Thing gets close to him, he leaps, right? Or the thing is, he does leap, but he doesn't show that he's leaping. He like goes behind a tree or goes behind a building or something like that. And as the Thing's lumbering to get closer to him and whatnot, he leaps to get to the other places that he needs to get. And then he's down someplace else like, like this, and still not saying anything. This goes on for several hours, according to the comic book, several hours. And finally, he catches up to him. And I don't remember the exact order of how this goes, but he jumps up. I don't know, whatever. He gets closer to him. He finally, gets up, but then Hulk like socks him. Yeah, I think I remember like he goes after him, but they wind up falling into the water. And Ben Grimm, the Thing, he's like, I can't see this guy. His skin color is perfect for this murky water. This was still in New York City. I think it was in Central Park that this wound up essentially happening. And he says, I can't see him. But meanwhile, I'm bright orange. I stick out like a fishing lure, So Hulk comes up behind him. And I love this idea. He beats him by giving him the Heimlich maneuver. They can both hold their breath forever, but when the Hulk gives him the Heimlich maneuver, the Thing, lets out all that air. And now he's got no air in his lungs to keep him sustained for a while. What does he do? So he almost passes out. Like he's too heavy, he's not nimble enough, he's caught in seaweed. He can't get out in time to get that much needed breath of air. The Hulk pulls him out and he goes, oh, what the, how'd you keep getting around to where you were getting so fast? And that's when the Hulk finally speaks and he says, I leapt, or I jumped. And Ben's like, oh, and he realizes it, and Hulk just knocks him clean out. Oh man, I'm not doing it justice. And if you can get a hold of those comics, oh man, they're such a great fun read. I still love, going back once after I hang up with you guys, class dismissed, I'm gonna probably go and read those, right? It's actually late now, but anyway. Yeah, such great stories. The Grey Hulk stories gave you so much to go on, so much more than just Hulk wants to be left alone. Okay, fine, Hulk smash. Oh, you want to fight back? Madder Hulk gets, stronger Hulk gets. Eventually, that stuff did get old, and it got old quick, guys. I mean, I can't even say it got old that quick because it went on for so many years. It went on into the 80s, from the 60s into the 80s, until the late 80s, mid 80s, right? Just went on for way too long. And we ran out of fresh Hulk stories, so they turned them gray. And it was the best. But still, people were complaining and just... You know what? I think I had one of the best insults that I couldn't really respond to. I was in Asbury Park High School. I was a freshman. And I remember there was one kid. I was really good friends with this one kid, and we used to read comics all together, and we used to talk about the Hulk. And Hulk interests both of us so much. Ninth grade, freshman in high school. And we're talking about the Hulk. Like, wow, like the Grey Hulk is the best. And... I'm drawing, this is my art class, I'm drawing on an Apple II GS, look it up, doing my own little clip arts of different heroes, and I start doing the Hulk. And I'm doing a Grey Hulk. I have no interest in doing the Green Hulk. I'm doing the Grey Hulk because I loved this Grey Hulk. And this other kid comes up and he's like, what's that you're drawing? Like, I see Wolverine, I see the Thing, that was actually pretty good, and did all the rocks with the computer, nice. And, I see all these other characters and whatnot, but who's this one? I was like, that's a Hulk. He's like, Hulk is supposed to be green. I was like, no, man. Hulk is gray now. And the guy says to me, man, that's just your old black and white TV. And walks away. Mic drop. I'm like, are you kidding me? My buddy said nothing. What a jerk. What a jerk. Didn't have my back or anything. Right? Anyway. So... Yeah, the Grey Hulk was incredible. Some of the best stories that you're going to come across. Countdown, right? I think was just such a tremendous story. Countdown from from 4, 3, 2, 1. Those 4 issues were incredible. He fights the She-Thing. Yes, the she thing. He fights the Abomination again. In fact, that very first issue of Countdown, maybe you've seen some issues where the Abomination is distorted, right? It was because of this particular fight that he was distorted. Hulk threw toxic waste on him, and it's a really bad blend, really bad mixture, and actually melted him almost completely. Uh, well, eyeball hanging out and everything. Yeah, it was terrible. He fought the leader in this and his group of things, and then a new character, the Madman. And I'm not going to spoil that for you if you can get your hands on those 4 issues. Maybe they made it into a trade paperback. Don't know. Don't care. Get your hands on that 4-issue miniseries. The art is pretty darn good on it. There's another. I think there are only 2 Heimlich maneuver scenes in the entire Grey Hulk run, and the second Heimlich maneuver scene was in there, and it involved a hand grenade. Just saying, and it looked like an M66 defensive for all you military former guys. Yeah. So, really good storyline. The main baddie in there was impressive enough. It was a different take on things, and I liked it. I liked the way that it went, and it showed a darker side of Bruce Banner, specifically, as if the Grey Hulk was getting to him. The Grey Hulk series went on for a while. To me, good stuff. Eventually, they brought back the Hulk, the Green Hulk. Guys, thanks for stopping by. This is Professor Bell, the absolute best teacher you'll ever have, at the Comic Book University, the definitively greatest school you're ever going to attend. And you too can attend the Comic Book University simply by hitting subscribe below. Take part in the conversations by discussing below, and send a like my way. I'd appreciate it. Talk to you later. Class dismissed.